Starting live video. Hey, this is Darryl Learie. I've been editing and updating my personal records book, which I began back in 1993, September 10th. So I'm trying to complete the update and edited version by September 10th, which will be the 24th year anniversary of my personal records book. This is the Personal Records Book 6th edition. The 5th edition had 524 records, and I don't know how many records the new edition is going to have, but I can tell you it's 167 pages long. By tomorrow, I'll find out how many records I've documented. Could be around 600, I don't know, or even more. I have no idea. But I started updating it since August 22nd, and right now it's September 4th. So every day for hours at a time, I've been sitting at my computer desk, checking all my statistics and all my notes that I have archived to complete the records in my personal records book. The personal records book is split up into 4 categories. It's got athletic records, it's got academic records, it's got spiritual records, and it has circumstantial records. I originally came up with the idea for the personal records book back in 1993 to improve my life by documenting my record achievements, and then using those as a benchmark to try to get better at those achievements and reach new records and new heights in my life. It's there's other reasons for having the personal records book too. It illustrates the extremes of my life, both the negative and positive extremes of my life, in the range that I live within. So not all records are positive. Some records are negative. So it gives me benchmarks on trying to avoid making new records into negative records. Trying not to reach that worst benchmark again. And of course, the positive records just inspire me to do better. It speaks a lot to my character and what I've gone through in my own life, and it could be a good tool for my daughter if she ever reads it, or her kids or their kids, as inspiration of what one man in their family tried to achieve and failed at and excelled at, and this type of thing. I'm really excited to have it, actually. It's a very rare thing to have indeed, because I'd say there's probably less than 10 people on the planet that have conceived of having their own personal records book. And I'll be soon submitting it to record setters as the largest personal records book. Like I said, it's 167 pages. Hello, Mr. Singh, how are you? So, yeah, I've been working hours on it, checking facts and rechecking facts, and looking at video footage and going through all my notes to make sure all the records are accurate. All the records are listed as such. They have index names, so they can be indexed in a certain order. And Ripley, they have a record name. Each one has a record name and a personal record and the date that it was achieved, and a W5, a who, what, where, when, and why, explaining the record in more detail, plus links to any YouTube videos of that record or blogs or anything else that brings more light to what that record was about. So what's exciting about this year is that for the first time I included a complete social media category of records. So records that have to do with my Twitter and my Facebook and my Instagram and my Google profile and my Blogger and my personal website and my Google Maps. These type of things. So it has an entire social media section now, which is really exciting because I know a lot of people are into social media. So I've finished my social media blog, updating my social media blog, and using it as a resource for my personal records book. And I'm just really happy to have one, and it's a work of love. You know, it's a work of love and passion, and it's something I really enjoy having. You know, this document that details all my personal bests and worsts in my whole life of 43 years. 167 pages long. So it's pretty lengthy, and there's a lot of stuff to go through, and a lot of stuff to double check, and oh my God. But without it, you know, I would forget what my personal accomplishments of the past were. You know, I'd forget how far I pushed myself in one area or another. I wouldn't have those benchmarks, you know, and I would forget just how far I have to push myself to reach a new achievement. You know, just how much further I would have to push myself. So, and it's you know, it's like an entire chronology of all my personal best in all areas of my life. So I'm almost finished, and I'm super excited about that. Oh God, there's been so many days I've been working on it, you know, just for hours a day. Every day, just for hours and hours, and there's been days when I was like, oh my God, this is so monotonous and just painful to sit there at the computer and type all these things out and have my two computer screens open and looking at having like 10 windows open to check certain records and find out other things that I should document. But it's part of my legacy. So the legacy of Darryl Learie, that is my personal records book. If I ever shall pass away, I want people to see my personal records book. I want them to see the extremes of life that I've lived, the achievements and my worst mistakes, the best and the worst of Darryl Learie. So, with all that said, hey Tom Lou, I'm just talking about my personal records book, which is 167 pages long. I don't know how many records are in it yet. I haven't numbered them yet, but 24 years of record keeping. Wow. And I don't know a single person on this earth that has done the same thing as I have for 24 years. So the harder decision is whether to make it public or not. And I'm sort of leaning towards making it public so everyone can see it. With the previous editions, I've only made the athletic records public. But I might make the entire thing public, so I'm just deciding on that. Till next time, I'm Darryl Learie. Take care.